Hey guys! Today we'll be covering a 2018 drama film called Second Life. The movie opens up with the main character, Sun-hee, a young student who seems to be alone and depressed. She is inside her apartment where she can clearly hear her parents fighting. Fed up with her parents' immature behavior, Sun-hee goes to school early and rests on her bench. However, her school life doesn't seem to be any better since she has no friends there. Suddenly, a group of girls enters the classroom with a cake in their hands. The cake is for a birthday girl named Young-mi, whose friends are trying to make her feel special. Sun-hee just keeps looking at the girls interacting with each other. Later, the teacher exchanges the seats for the girls and urges them to settle in. Surprisingly, Sun-hee gets a seat behind Young-mi. Young-mi greets Sun-hee and tells her that her scarf suits her. Having Young-mi talk to her takes Sun-mi aback, and she has no words to reply. Soon, one of Young-mi's friends comes to her and mentions the lack of tickets for the upcoming music concert. Sun-mi overhears their conversation, and after reaching home, she searches for the available tickets online. After a bit of searching, she finally finds 2 tickets being sold for $300. The next day before leaving for school, Sun-hee tries asking her father for some money, but he simply sends her away, stating that he needs rest. She then approaches her mother and lies to her that she needs money to buy some workbooks. Sun-hee's mom, who is busy on her phone, hands her the purse and lets her take the money out she wants. After this, Sun-hee buys the tickets and walks to school. At school, while Young-mi and her friends are talking about Young-mi's boyfriend, Sun-hee approaches and lies, saying that her cousin managed to get 2 tickets for the concert. She then hands the tickets to the two and tells them to enjoy the concert. This excites the duo, and they thank Sun-hee for the gesture. Later, Sun-hee can be seen having fun with her new friends at a restaurant, singing a karaoke song. It is evident that Sun-hee is very happy to be with her new friends. After that, we get to see Young-mi and Sun-hee getting closer to each other and spending more time together. One day, Sun-hee goes to a jewelry store and buys an expensive ring for herself. She then displays the sparkly ring to her friends, claiming that it was gifted by her boyfriend, who lives near her apartment. She also tells the girls that her boyfriend is a university student, but refuses to show them any pictures of him. Later after class, Sun-mi notices Young-mi talking with her friends and tries to strike up a conversation by offering to buy them snacks. However, Young-mi and her friend reject her offer and suggest she go alone to buy snacks. In the next scene, Sun-hee's classmate along with Young-mi can be seen bitching about Sun-hee. One of them mentions that she does not like Sun-hee and is annoyed that she often asks to hang out together. Another girl says that she thinks Sun-hee is lying to everyone about her boyfriend. She further says that she feels like Sun-hee is pretending to have a university boyfriend by making up a story similar to that of Young-mi's. All of the girls tell Young-mi that Sun-hee is a fake and is trying to copy her style. Young-mi also says that Sun-hee lacks self-confidence. Just then, Sun-hee arrives and can be seen looking at the girls and listening to their conversation. Desperate to take revenge against her friend Young-mi, Sun-hee takes her expensive ring and puts it into Young-mi's bag. Later in class, the teacher orders the students to keep their hands on their heads and tell her the truth about who has stolen something valuable. It seems like Sun-hee has complained to the teacher about losing her expensive ring. After no one confesses to the theft, the teacher starts checking bags one by one. When the teacher approaches Young-mi, she seems worried about getting her bag checked, as if she is hiding something. Young-mi tries to defend herself, but the teacher pulls the bag, ripping off the chain and scattering her belongings on the floor. Surprisingly, among the belongings, there is a pregnancy test kit inside the bag. Seeing this, the students start shaming and belittling Young-mi. The teacher tries to control the students, but Young-mi is embarrassed and humiliated in front of her friends. In the following scene, Young-mi is not at her usual spot, and we overhear the girls talking about Young-mi getting suspended from school. Sun-hee feels sad, and after school, she pays a visit to Young-mi's house. She tries to enter the apartment and meet Young-mi, but gets stopped at the door by her mother. Distraught, she returns home, and on the way, she sees someone taking their own life by jumping. When she learns that the deceased girl is none other than Young-mi herself, Sun-hee is shocked and runs away. Out of guilt, Sun-hee tries to drown herself in a river, but fails after struggling to breathe. She is then taken to an orphanage by a generous lady who finds her shivering on the side of the road. There, she is provided with some warm clothes and food. The lady who brought Sun-hee is actually the director of the orphanage and is planning to keep her there. Sun-hee does not speak a word, making it difficult for the people to find out her name and identity. In the next scene, we get to know that Sun-hee has changed her name to Sulki and is looking after the small children in the orphanage. Later that day, the director takes Sulki out shopping and buys her a beautiful jacket. While in the clothing store, the director notices Sulki looking at other schoolgirls. Back in the orphanage, everyone celebrates a birthday and later decides to take a group picture. As soon as she hears about taking pictures, Sulki walks away, pretending that she doesn't like being photographed. The next day, while Suki is doing the laundry, she is approached by the director, who hands her a bag and papers for the equivalency test for admission to high schools. Suki studies hard and passes the test with good marks and becomes successfully admitted. When she is about to leave the orphanage for further study, a little girl, Min Kyung, can be seen very sad. Suki goes to her and gives her a proper hug, assuring her that she will come back to visit her during the holidays. In the following scene, Suki arrives at her hotel room and asks the warden what she must do to be the floor representative. After some time, her roommate, Lee Bang-wol, arrives there, and the two make a brief introduction. The next morning, Suki wakes up early and assists the warden to help her get the attendance of all the students in the hostel. Later, Suki sits alone while having food in the cafeteria. Suddenly, Bang and her friends sit opposite to Suki and start having breakfast. Bang's friends ask Suki about her previous school, but Suki lies to them that she was actually homeschooled. Now, Bang and Suki share a special bond and have started teasing and playing with each other. Inside the hostel room, Suki also enjoys beer for the first time with her friends. Afterwards, Suki and Bang sneak outside to admire nature's beauty and photograph it. Bang reveals to Suki that she loves taking pictures and loses track of time while she is doing so. Later in the classroom, Suki is called in by the principal, who informs her that she is going to be awarded with the Most Valuable Student Award. Suki is delighted. Her friends are also happy to hear the news and they decide to celebrate. After school, Suki collects her belongings and gets ready to visit the orphanage. On her way, she also buys a gift for the director. As soon as Suki arrives at the orphanage, she notices a volunteer's car outside. She walks inside and is welcomed by the director. The director then takes her to her office and asks her about her studies and her grades. Before Suki can tell her about her award, the director gets a call from outside and she walks out. Elsewhere, Min Kyung is very happy to see Suki back. After the director departs, Suki starts teaching Min Kyung some drawings. Suddenly, one of the volunteers notices her and calls her by her original name, Sun Hee. Suki is shocked to hear this, and she slowly turns back to find one of Young Mi's original friends standing at the door. The girl continuously tells Suki that she looks similar to Sun Hee, her friend from school. But Suki refuses to admit that she is Sun Hee and tells her that she doesn't even know her. Fortunately, someone from the volunteer group calls the girl and she walks away. Despite her going away, Suki is still afraid, thinking that the volunteer might reveal the truth. At night, while Suki is carrying Min Kyung to her bed, one of the female members of the orphanage calls her aside and hands her a pamphlet, including a picture of a missing girl named Sun Hee. The member then suggests that Suki tell the truth to the director before she hears about it from someone else. Suki pleads with her to let go of the matter, but she walks away, telling her that she needs to tell the truth by the next day. In the following scene, Suki is talking with the director in her office, telling her that she is very grateful for her help. She also mentions that she is a horrible person and does not deserve to be there. In reply, the director makes her understand that she has not done anything bad and just needs time to grow up. Though Suki has gone there to tell her the truth, she cannot gather the courage to tell her anything about the matter. The next morning, Suki can be seen alone on an empty road, walking away from the orphanage. Elsewhere, her friend Bang is calling her because her award is going to be presented soon. Bang continues calling her, but Suki does not pick up. She instead gets on a bus and leaves. There, she helps a woman with her belongings and in return gets a juice to drink. Seeing Suki play with a disposable camera, the woman suggests Suki buy a new digital one. She also asks Suki if she is a photographer. Suki thinks for a while and tells her that she is a beginner and loves taking pictures as it helps her organize things. When the woman asks her name, she says her name is Lee Bang-wol.